Hello and welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. It's Sarah Wednesday.
Hello.
Sarah was kind enough to come on. She's usually here on Wednesdays. And thank you for being here. We've got a great community because of you, because you have been so kind to each other. You've been so kind to us. Thank you.
Yes.
And if you're watching a replay, all the questions are down in the description box. Miss Sarah will be kind enough to be timestamping today.
Yes.
So you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on like 1.25 speed, whatever works for you. Okay,
Yes.
Before we move on to the political stuff, and boy, do we have some doozy things to talk about today. Oh boy. I do want to just take a moment, though. It is September the 11th. And so I just wanted just to take a moment to bless those who lost their lives on September 11th and thereafter. Bless their families. May there be peace on earth. And may the divine bless us all. So I just wanted to take a minute to say, okay.
All right.
Now we go from the serious to the lunatics.
Yeah.
Which one are we starting with? What's the top of the docket today, Sarah?
Well, Goral brought up something interesting. So, I don't know who picked up on it, but Trump blatantly, premeditatedly got on camera last night and promised to break the Logan Act repeatedly when he said that as president-elect, he would go in and sort everything in between Russia and Ukraine. And as Goral pointed out, which he brought other legal experts on Raw Story and whatnot are going, oh, really? Because
does it have any teeth?
Yeah, that's illegal. That's big illegal. So, will all of this lead to another indictment? Now, I don't know. He would have to do something stupid like say that he's already talked to people. You know what I mean?
Oh, he did. He did last night at the debate.
Well, then, yeah. So he's
Ricky hasn't. Oh,
go ahead.
I was just saying, Ricky hasn't been here as much recently, but he's brought a star of the show. And the star of the show, it's been a while since I've done it, the moderator of the next presidential debate, the one and only Boo Boos and Katie. Yes, he's a good boy. He's behind me, actually. He is a lump. He's a
sleepy boy. Yes.
Oh, that's this side. This side, yeah, that lump. That's him. Yeah, he's under the blanket. He's snoozing. All right, so we're going back to the Logan Act.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Oh,
you
geez,
idiot.
You idiot.
Oh,
Ren and Stimpy for the win.
Yes.
I now pronounce you man and cod. Interesting. I get it isn't going to get him very far. I can tell you that. He thinks this is just glorious. Look how important I am. Look at these important people coming to see me. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. You mean the cult members and people who believe in that kind of authoritarian garbage? Yeah. Then I've got the Justice Card, which would be a no. That he thinks this is going to get him victory, but there's a big old downturn. And it doesn't get him very far anyway, because there's hope here. And I honestly, in my heart of hearts, do believe Kamala Harris is going to be the next president.
Alrighty.
Is he going to be? I do have a justice card there, but is this going to be another indictment?
CC Writer says the DOJ is tied up with serious crimes at the moment, and this might not be on the top of their radar. But I mean,
you know what? I am not the person to tell someone to finish what they've started before they start something new.
Me neither.
That's the shells. Those are my projects. Yeah. Okay.
I got you. I got you, boo.
Yeah. So I'm not like, oh, you da, 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 da. But I'm here to tell you, could we get some convictions and prison time and all of that before we just keep adding more?
Yes. Yes.
Somebody might look at it. There's an institution. Kamala Harris isn't going to, her administration, they're not going to put up with any of that. Oh, Jeannie Martin, thank you in honor of Sarah.
That's so sweet.
Because
thank you.
Awesome. And thank you. Thank you.
It is, Betty. I am safe. It turned, so I am not in the path. In fact, I've barely got a drizzle, so I'm safe. But thank you for checking.
Good.
Yes.
There's so many. Trump has dug so many holes for himself. When we are pleased, and he is not going anywhere nice. I mean, seriously, stop and just take a moment. Bless you.
Thank you. I hope I managed to mute in time before I blew out your eardrums.
It doesn't matter.
Thank you.
Take a moment and just imagine, with all of the stock issue, the all these different cases, the sentencing coming up, all of this, all that, the half a $500 million he's likely to own. Own. Right? When his appeals are turned down. Imagine the day after it's perfectly clear he lost and he's not going to be president. And that's all he's going to have. And I do not wish ill on anyone, but he did this to himself.
Sure did. Made his bed, picked out the thread count, the whole 9 yards.
Yes, he did. And then he bragged about it, and he told everybody else, you can't sit on my bed. My God, no, not that they would want to, but.
All right. Well, next up, Nettie has a question. VP Harris has asked for a second debate with Dumpy. Will he accept or not after that trouncing he received yesterday?
Oh, anybody who didn't see, I did put up. Thank you, Lisa. I did put up that graphic I had at the end last night. I did put that on the community page and on Facebook and Instagram. But in case you didn't see it, oh, it's up here. I'm going to cover you up for just 1 second, Sarah. Nothing personal.
Sure.
Yeah, this is what I made. Yeah, that was last night. Yeah. It's it's meant to be a mop.
Uh-huh.
Hang on, this is the other overlay. Yeah, that's the one that's up on the on social media. It's meant to be a mop. Sarah thinks it looked more like a sword, and she snatched his wig, I think you said.
Yes. Looks like she's got his hairpiece pinned. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what? I'm happy with either one. Both work. You know?
B. Smith, she mopped the floor with his hairpiece. Well, there you go.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. So, yeah.
All right.
Sabine, what is 1618? Anyway. I'm sorry. There was a question.
So, will he accept? Yes.
Yes, Louis. She Swiffered him. with prejudice.
Yeah. Oh, that's what the stock is. Sabine says 1618. And we've got questions about that later too. Yeah.
Oh, I will have to find it.
Yes.
I don't think so. It just okay. Here's the thing. He got shellacked. He got trounced. He got not
Insert
good.
adjective here. Yes.
She did very well, and everyone saw it. She did very, very well, and he looked old and crusty, and bigoted and racist and delusional. Well, said on TV. They said on TV. Really?
That poor moderator, dude.
Whew. Yeah, he's not listening to reality, and people know it. And she may say she wants another one, but this is a card of refusal. This is his working and being belligerent and going out there, but that isn't a debate. That's a refusal in the middle. And Becca from House of Lenormand's in the chat. Hello, Becca.
Hey, hon.
Oh, I did not see him in the spin room yesterday. I heard he went there, but I myself, oh, there it is. I myself have not yet seen it. So let me put this over here. Oh, I told you. I told you. Hang on. Yeah, he's done enough debating. He's done 2 debates. So that's how anybody could burden truth. And everybody sees through his lies.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Can we just take one other moment of bliss when last night when she said to him, people walk out of your rallies because they're bored.
And you're weak. I was like,
I think, oh, yes.
She just poked at every festering wound he had, just like, you're old, you're boring, you're weak. And I was like,
people don't like you. People don't want you. Oh, glorious.
Ooh.
It was lovely. It really was. Oh, that was funny. Thank you, Kat, for becoming a new member. Thank you. Oh, yeah, and he couldn't let it go. He absolutely could not let it go. Yeah. Oh, yes, electrostorm. 81 million people fired you. Oh, yeah, I still have my little signs I was making that I was holding up last night. 81 million people fired him. I told you. The run up. Let me zoom out just a tiny bit. Woo, boy. So let's go to a year. Oh, wow. So all starting way back here in January. And when all of this down, up. Now it is lower. It's like back here. I mean, that's pathetic. All time.
Ruh-roh.
Anyway, so that's glorious. Last 5 days. Yes. Oh, look at that drop. Look at that. Close. It closed up here at 18. And it dropped to 15.
Yep.
It opened at 1577. And again, can we point out that the profit to earnings ratio is negative? And it's negative 5.5. Trump media shares plunge after GOP's nominee debate with Harris. You think? Stocks making the biggest move pre-market. Trump media. And
Well, since we're talking about it so much, let me move that question up.
It's dropped 59% in 3 months. 59% in 3 months.
Well, Bernadette, Lisa, and Goral were all talking about it this morning and talking about how much it had dropped. It's quite a hit after yesterday's numbers in the 18s. Is this an indication that the majority of people feel like he's lost the debate?
Hang on. Well, the other thing you've got to remember, though, is that a lot of this is Wall Street people, and the way that they would coming up to like talk of whether or not the Fed's going to change the rates, and whether they generally think it's going to be positive or negative, and the market will move accordingly. And then once it actually goes back toward the mean, or it actually you could potentially lose money, but it basically everything moves just ahead of before the news, and then once the news hits, then it goes back. And going up to the debate, that's why it was going upwards. It was like, okay, this could go really well, this could go badly. Because the thing to remember about the stock market is that people who do it for a living, they make money when the market goes up, they make money when the market goes down. The only time they generally lose money is when the market is stagnant.
Yes.
So, yeah. All right, but what am I asking about? Let me ask about DJT first, and then
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, okay.
Let me read on this, and then I'll ask if people thought he lost the debate. That's okay.
Sure.
And this is not financial advice, by the way, but I think I can safely say, just as a human being, I wouldn't buy this personally. Just throwing that out there. There is it does say, analysts are saying it said sell. It said that for months and months and months and months. Like, don't do this. Those are the people who do this for a living. And I'm just a random person. I cannot give you financial advice. But I think, just as a human being, I can say, don't buy this. You will lose your shirt for nothing. Thank you. Thank you, Jasmine. Oh, thank you. Okay. Oh, yeah. And that was the other thing, Joanne Cotton. Yeah. When Trump said Biden hates you, Biden hates her. What the blue blazes? DJT stock, huh? Oh, okay. Shenaniganery? Hang on. Why am I getting such a... So does Trump walk off with a mint? Okay. Trump is definitely waiting for a ship to come in. Absolutely. When I did the math on this, it was at $23 a share. He has 117 million shares outstanding himself personally, or through his company, whatever. He has 117 million shares. And I did the math, and it was like $2.5 billion. Something along those lines. Now, that's if he could sell all of it at once, which you can't. You can't. The market won't even. I don't even know if there are mechanisms in place that you could actually sell 117 million shares of something at once, because it seems to always break it up into chunks.
Right.
And the more you sell off, the more people notice, and the more people have. You can put triggers on different stocks, so that if they reach a certain point, you sell. Yeah. Or you reach a certain point, or you buy, or whatever. And every time it sells, he sells more of these packets, the pieces, 117 million. The price is going to keep dropping and dropping and dropping. He gets less return.
Yeah.
the more he sells. So, but he still could get a chunk of change, and he's not smart. I don't have the crayons to explain to him how this works. So he's probably thinking he's going to get the whole thing. Adding insult to injury, which is just kind of him.
Yeah.
I think there were some smoke and mirrors involved with the setting up of this thing for potentially a lot of money. Thank you, Carmen. But I'm getting silence here. Absolute silence. So instead of he's waiting, and he's delusional, and he's going to be, it's a dream, it's dream. But then it just goes, it's not good, and then he gets all mad.
No.
So I was like, okay, hang on, am I misunderstanding this? Let me double check. Maybe a misunderstanding. He thinks, and I love this, he thinks he has worked for this. This man has no idea what work is. None. None. He swans around Mar-a-Lago or wherever. So is he going to walk away with a mint, is what I was asking. Right? Here he is.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a death card and chaos. I'm thinking this does not mean what you think it means.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Whew. All right.
Oh, CC Ryder. Wait. Becca's saying, thank you, CC Ryder. I hadn't seen that in all caps. CC Ryder.
Becca's got a question that I grabbed and I've got in the description box about the Nordstream pipeline. Okay. And CC Ryder was, yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm used to being here by myself.
No, you're good. You're good. All right. So is the stock price an indication that the majority of people feel like he's lost the debate?
Only 3 cards. Wow. All right. I don't like when the cards are too good to be true, but he didn't. One of the things about last night was that Kamala Harris brought up a lot was what she was going to do for people.
Right. Right.
Even if they don't remember the specifics. Because it does, comes pretty quickly. Like, how much child care credit would I get? How much tax credit would I get for first-time home buyers? It was, I don't remember the exact numbers people are out there saying. But I think it was something good. Whereas he said nothing that would help them. Honestly, he did not say one single thing. He had no plans. Matter of fact, when he was asked about healthcare, he said, I have some good ideas. Or I have part of a plan, I think he said. They're like, what was that? What was that? The big thing, though, is women, Republican women, who want some temperance. I want somebody to care about whether they live or die.
Mm-hmm.
And guess which side does that and did it very well. She went out there and laid things out very, very well.
Yes.
Yeah, he lost some women's. Yeah, I do remember Sandra Lee. Thank you. She said it was $25,000 for a down payment for a house. Yep, I remember that. Thank you. I don't think the average person remembers, and thank you for reminding us. That's all I was.
All right.
He said he had a concept. That was it, Lou. Thank you. And Alan, he said he had concepts of a plan. Thank you, Steph.
It's called a 2025 playbook, but whichever.
Thank you.
All right. At 2440, Alexa has a question. Now that we have the first debate between these two over with, is the mainstream media going to stop handling Trump with kids' gloves and report the honest truth?
The mainstream media? overall?
Oh, well, he's starting to be fact checked more, basically, in real time. That would be lovely. I'm down for that.
Dream, dream, dream.
Great. Hello, Flora in Australia. I hope you got some rest. Tigress of Forley says, "Don't hold your breath on that." Yeah. He would have to make himself available to be questioned. And frankly, we're getting so close to the election. I think he might just say, "That's it. I'm just going to go do rallies." And yeah. Because I do what I want. He's also, I'm still getting legal stuff for him. I'm still getting, even though the sentencing's been put off until late November, I've got legal stuff here, and ouch. And I'm important. I'm more important than her. How could anyone vote for her? She's a woman, and a woman who's not lily white. So yeah, but this is, don't interrupt me. And he's just a small, pathetic, racist, bigoted man who's the walking embodiment of all 7 deadly sins.
This is true.
And wouldn't know a beatitude if it bit him in his girdle.
Well, there we go.
But I don't have an opinion.
Not at all. At 27 minutes, Susan asks, Trump lies about Roe so much. After last night, will the medical community work harder to combat this misinformation about female health care? While you are pulling on this, I'm saving real fast. I need to step away for just a quick second.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, whatever you need.
I'll be right.
Huh. Hang on a second. Let me refresh the page of the questions. Gloria is pointing out that Midas touch as Trump lashed out about Taylor Swift's endorsement. Yeah, that's going to help you, I'm sure. Medical community. And he's out there lying. He's out there lying. I don't know. I mean, this would be, it's the laws we're worried about. I don't know that the medical communities, it's almost like they've got bigger fish to fry. They're like fighting for women's health care. They're fighting that. They're focused on that. They speak out when they can, but really this is the focus. This is the overall. So it's not going to be like it doesn't feel like it's going to be like a central push. Because right now they are really busy trying to save lives and not end up in prison doing it. Jeez. I agree, Veronica. Taylor does have a beautiful cat. Yes. She, was it Benjamin Button on the cover that she posted where she was holding the cat? The blue one with the blue eyes? Is that the other one? Anyway. Alrighty, so this she did it. Kamala Harris went out there and she shook his hand. I know I'm something of a little bit of a germaphobe, but I wouldn't. There's no way, shape, and form I would ever want to touch that man. But sure. Isabel Moss she has 3 cats, by the way. I had heard that, but I just know the name of the one. But anyway, so Cheryl James Warren was asking, have swing voters noticed that Kamala Harris was the adult last night
Harris has shaken Trump's hand twice in a 24-hour period. Hazard pay. But I love this. To quote Catwoman, I wouldn't touch you to scratch you. So, but overall, even just at the debate in general, she was very much the adult in the room. And the times when she was looking at him with pity, that's really obvious.
Do I need to? Can you save so I can refresh real quick? I'm sorry.
I just did.
Did you timestamp? Okay.
I did timestamp, and I say thank you.
Sorry about that.
Becca says, I can't believe Trump showed up at the 9/11 ceremony this morning. Did he?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Melissa. Yes, it was Benjamin Button she was holding on to. He's so cute. Yes. And you are too. Oh, thank you. Who are her cats? It's a Benjamin Button.
Olivia Benson and Meredith Grey from Grey's Anatomy. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Have they noticed that she's the adult in the room? It depends which side you're on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, look, I know some Republicans, and I did talk to someone I know who is a Republican who didn't say much because I don't talk about politics with Republicans that much. I mean, yeah. But this person did say, I just heard a minute or two of the debate, and they were both lying. And I was not about to. Let us discuss that. No, I'm tired, and I got stuff to do.
Yeah.
But no, that side. If you're already on that side,
you're there. Yeah,
you're there. You're there. You're going to stay there. But if you're on our side and care about decency and all that, I'm not changing many hearts and minds here. So, well, it is in the sense I was picking up that Trump really hurt himself with the talk about women.
Yeah.
That really hurt him with suburban women is what it feels like. I mean, like, not good. So.
All right.
Oh, Michelle L. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here. But I do worry. Okay. Look, I've got a cancer moon. I worry. Poor Sarah. I am like, have you eaten? Are you okay? Be back by 10. Take a sweater. I mean, that's my running joke is be back by 10. Take a sweater. With everybody around me. And I even say to the cats, I'm just,
Right.
But when you guys are live with me and you're in Australia, I'm like, did you get any sleep? Are you okay? Can you take a nap later? Does cocoa help you sleep better? I worry about you.
Snug as a bug in a rug. Okay. Yeah. Just tuck you in.
Yeah.
All right. At 33:30, Garland has a question. How much did the needle move for Harris after she handed Trump his hat at the debate last night? So how many people that were, somewhat undecided that are going to move into her camp?
Feeling a lot of Taylor Swift energy, to be honest.
Well, we're getting there.
No. I'm just saying that's what as I'm sitting here. It's
yes. It's the Swiftie groups on Facebook are this morning. People have been waiting for it. Are you ready for it? Okay, sorry.
Never apologize for singing and dancing. Everybody should feel like dancing more often. That's good. So it was pretty clear. And they weren't thinking, there's a lot of people who would have crossed over that weren't thinking much about her, but they saw her as she was up there. She was strong. She knew what she was doing. She was perfectly capable. Trump just blew it. I mean, badly. But I don't know that they're first. Well, they're not inclined to believe Kamala Harris in the first place. Some of these people,
Mm-hmm.
but he was deranged. He was unhinged. So he lost. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Lahu Zahar.
Okay. Well, and the last that we have concerning the debate last night is the question that I don't know if we so much need to read on this. Just want to acknowledge it real quick. Becca had asked, do you think Trump misspoke because he was so rattled and unhinged when he said that he ended the Nordstream pipeline? That pipeline is kind of a big deal. Well, CC Ryder was awesome enough to drop a link in the chat to an article by The Hill, which basically says he's been claiming that he ended it for forever, but 90% of it was completed during his during his presidency. So do with that what you will. This is just open mouth stuff spews.
Okay. Which one is this? I'm sorry. I've got my.
That's the one in Europe that goes from Germany to Russia and all that stuff.
So this is the one that blew up underwater?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Well, Hal covered this when some of the underwater video came out.
Mm-hmm.
And he was pointing out that if I knew I was going to do this, I would have brought a prop. I'll just have to hang on. Hold, please.
You're good.
Just going to grab a piece of paper. I don't know what's on this, but sure. Whatever this is. Oh no, I'll use this one. There we go. Pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
Pipeline going through. Just living its little underwater life, right?
Yes.
Where it broke.
Mm-hmm.
All the little feely what's
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's shredded.
Were like that.
Oh.
That means one thing. The bomb was from inside.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get that from the outside.
No.
That's why Hal Sparks he was talking about there are these things, they're called pigs.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a Pierce Brosnan James Bond movie where they were in the pipeline and they were in a little cart that was zipping along. Yeah. Because that's a maintenance cart and it goes through and it double checks all the connections and all the things. Well, you just have to put explosives on a pig and shoot it through there.
Yeah, Old Silver says in the chat, pig packed with a boom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's what Hal Sparks was pointing out in the video. That when you get kind of watery come down and then you see things like that. So what was sorry, what was the question about?
I don't know if there's anything to sort of read on that.
Let me read on the Nordstream pipeline explosion.
Okay.
Sabotage. Do. Oh my
Listen,
God,
all of
it's
y'all.
a mirage. Listen, all of y'all, it's a sabotage. Listen, all of y'all, it's a sabotage. Yeah. That was that's not this. That's a big movement. That's not an army. This isn't. Yeah. Becca says, "Who else thinks Jared Kushner looks like Little Fingers from Game of Thrones?"
Game of Thrones.
I didn't watch that, so I don't know. I only know the more popular characters. I have to say though, thank you for that. I have to say, somebody on social media the other day did say that with all the stuff that's come up about Barron Trump and what have you, they started calling him Joffrey Trump. And I was like, I didn't watch that show, but I know who that is. There are only a couple of people I know from Game of Thrones having not watched it, but Joffrey, Jon Snow, who knows nothing apparently.
Ooh.
So I don't know.
All right. Well, I want to make so many jokes. I want to make so many jokes, and they are all inappropriate. So I'm not. You should be proud of me. This is personal growth.
I am always proud of you.
Well, thank you. Okay, moving on. Let's look at some good energy, shall we? Are we ready for it? So, Taylor Allison Swift has endorsed the Harris Walz campaign. Yes.
Boom.
Even noted in her endorsement message that a lot of it was brought on by the AI junk that Trump did. So, what does, and I know he's throwing a hissy fit, and that started since we've been here on, but the original question before we went on was, how's he feeling about that? How does he, because I think in his little Delulu land, he really thought that he could somehow pull that endorsement out of his rear. Yeah. How does he feel about Swift supporting Harris?
Well, I don't honestly what it feels like, and my guess is he didn't think that he could get that. He just wanted to con people into thinking he could get that, and the people around him are constantly. He's a mushroom.
You just feed him poo.
Yeah, it's kind of what he's made of. He's in the dark. Yeah. Sorry, what am I reading on? Oh,
how's he feeling about all this?
Well, if he's all upset, we know how he feels about it. What's he been saying? Do we know?
People in the chat have been saying that he's throwing a hissy fit. So,
Cynthia says a fungus among us.
There's a fungi among us. Yes. Okay. Well,
is Taylor Swift's endorsement going to be the huge thing that it feels like it's going to be? Getting younger people out and voting.
And that sort of combines the next question I had too. So we'll just put this all together.
Okay.
I'm on mute, so I'm not clickety clacking while you're talking.
Every once in a while, I don't know why. You know, when you have a thought, or if you believe your guides speak to you, they'll remind you of things you've seen in your life or what have you. And sometimes it isn't even something you're consciously thinking of, but is there in your subconscious. And every once in a while, for some reason, did you see Suicide Squad? And did you see when Harley Quinn, they had her strapped to that chair and they were rolling her out? And she turned her eyes, and what she said to that guy, "You are so screwed."
Yeah.
That's what I got.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, does he think that he's going up, and no disrespect to anyone who's been less successful than Taylor Swift, because everybody but Beyonce has been less successful than Taylor Swift, right? I mean, Elvis is just
in comparison. Yes.
In comparison, just sheer scale. But did he think he was going up against Nancy Sinatra?
I don't know.
He was going up against Tiffany, not his daughter. You think you're alone now? I mean, does he think?
Oh, I loved Tiffany.
Yes, and I'm not saying anything bad about her. I'm just saying, is this what he's dumb. He is thick as two short planks.
As of this morning on the Harris-Walz website, the campaign website, they, after the endorsement, they're now selling Swiftie friendship bracelets, and they're selling out. So
I haven't gotten my order yet. I ordered weeks ago. I ordered before the convention. I figure what's going on there. They're probably backed up.
Yeah.
So yeah, she came out and made a statement, and after he lied about his fruits of his labor, the endorsement, she's the star. I've got the star card in the middle. She's here. She's the Queen of Swords. She's the star card. He is burdened, and it's about to get worse because I've got a big old devil card at the end.
Well,
you have messed with the wrong woman.
Yeah, I mean, just for those who aren't in the Swiftie sphere, last week, she and Travis went to the U.S. Open. Okay, a little video, because during sporting events they'll play songs on the overhead. So a little video, what somebody in the crowd filmed them dancing along and jamming along to the darkness.
I believe in a thing called love.
Yes. Yeah. That went to that song that has been out since forever, just from that one video and how viral it went number 1 on iTunes and Spotify. I am in several crafting groups. Every time that woman wears something knit or crochet, everybody loses their mind trying to recreate it.
Wow.
The boots that she wore to the opening Chiefs game the other night, people are trying to figure out, okay, they're on sale right now. They're only they went from $1,600 to $900. I can go on Klarna and I make adult money enough so that way I can get them for $100 a month. I mean, like, it's wild. So, I mean, woman has power that she didn't even, like, it's beyond what she's asked for, should I say.
Yeah. Becca's saying Swifties right at dawn. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna pretend this didn't happen. It's just okay. So this is him, and this is pathetic, and this is small. My victory and my communication and my actions and blah 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 blah. Card for the reading, star. You're yeah. Desert Dawn says, have you seen her birth chart? Very focused. Oh yeah. Every time I look at her chart, it's not an official, like there are certain configurations of a chart overall, certain thing, like a basket is a bunch of sextiles. So it kind of looks like you could draw like like part of a circle and an opposition and like a basket, or a grand cross or, whatever. But sometimes when I look at charts, I see pictures,
right.
And when I look at her chart, there's just something about her chart. It feels like she's Sagittarius, isn't she? But anyway, the configuration of her chart, she has so much here and something there, and it almost looks like a bow that's like pulled back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's her whole life. It's just right there to just focus.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with her.
As far as in the chat, Elvis. Okay, here's the thing. Now Elvis has got just a heck of longevity because of who he is.
Yeah.
We're not talking about when he passed. So let's look at his career trajectory overall. At Taylor Swift, in a timeline, if you put timelines next to each other, Taylor Swift is doing 8 nights at Wembley when Elvis was at the Hilton. I'm not diminishing Elvis's career. Elvis was an immaculate talent.
Yes.
But if you compare timelines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, anyway.
I'm not, and like I said, I'm not saying there's anybody, I'm not saying anything bad about somebody who's less successful.
No, not at all. There's
Taylor Swift, there's Beyonce.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's just who can you put up against those two? You can't.
I mean, literally, she's nearly Beatles level at this point.
Right.
Yeah. So, all right, moving along. We're gonna switch gears.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. Just the one last thing I remembered what I wanted to say, which was just to remind everybody: Taylor Swift could buy and sell Donald Trump 50 times over.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah. We're gonna take a little detour. I don't know. We're gonna talk about some stuff that's been in the news lately that I'm not sure if all of you have heard about, but we need to have a discussion about it. So there was a thing over the holiday weekend called what people were calling on social media the Chase Bank glitch.
Mm.
It was not a glitch. Well, yes and no. What happened was that the technical glitch was that the ATMs were not capping what you could withdraw. Okay? Over the holiday weekend. Now, people figured out that you could, you can do the deposit on your phone, right? That they could write a check to themselves, right? Deposit it in the bank, right? Outlandish check to themselves, deposit in the bank, go and pull out the money, and with the intent of, I'm going to shut the account down before that, and they'll never know, I'll get away with it. It's a Chase Bank glitch. No, it's check fraud. You idiots. Okay.
Yeah.
When I say people, over 2 million people did this in the United States. Those are the latest numbers that we have.
2 million people did this?
Over 2 million people.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So, and they're like, it's free money. That's the glitch. No, you idiot. But the thing is that these people are going to not only are they're all going to jail. They're all going to jail. If they have a good lawyer, they might spend a little less time in jail, but they're going to jail. They're because now they're all freaking out and calling the bank going, why is my account negative $90,000? Because you took $90,000. You wrote a check for X amount of money. Some people were doing it in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And going from ATM to ATM or cash apping and Zelling people money, wiring money to other people and their family and whatnot. And hey, pull this out for me, whatever. So, but here's what these folks do not understand. One, Chase is always going to get their money back. Always. Mm-hmm. You can stand on all 10 toes and declare that one. Mm-hmm. Two, they're all going to jail. They are also, because of the type of fraud that they have committed, they are, for the rest of their lives, not going to be eligible for any sort of bank account, period. That also means that they're not going to be able to pass any credit checks, which means it's going to affect their housing. It's going to affect them getting jobs. they're not even going to be able to get a light bill in their name because they're not going to have a bank account. Now, I feel less sad about them, but most of the people that have done this are disenfranchised folks. Okay. Yeah. Now that doesn't mean that that gives them a pass, but what that means is that they have children. Also, Section 8 and housing assistance, you cannot have that kind of fraud and be eligible. So now we're going to have people 2 million plus that are not going to be eligible for assistance. Less worried about them, more worried about their children and their families who were innocent parties in all this.
Right.
Who even after they've served their time and paid their debt to society, the rest of their lives are donezo, pretty much. I mean, what can they do? Yeah, I don't. So, but the reason why we need to talk about this is, a lot of financial folks on social media and TikTok and whatnot have been saying there's going to be financial repercussions for all of us. Just like in 2007, 2008, people were buying more houses than they can afford, and the banks were just giving it to them, and the bubble burst, and we ended up in a recession. Now, yes, Gloria, they did it to themselves. Their children didn't do it to themselves, though. So, the issue is like already starting with Chase, and other banks are picking up on it too. If you deposit a check, an actual check into your account, it doesn't matter if it's a government check. There is now a 10-day hold on that check. So I know a lot of you here are on fixed incomes. This is why we're talking about this. You need to make sure that your stuff is taken care of. Because again,
because if you've got bills and have to be there by a certain time, but you've sent a check, that check might be held longer than it normally would.
Right. Or if you mailed a check, or if you've got a direct debit coming out of your account based on the normal time it would take a check to clear that you've put in your bank. Yeah, it's already causing issues. There's people who, get mailed a Social Security check still. And even though that is from the U.S. government, it is now taking 10 days to clear, which is messing people up on their medicine and their light bills and their this. This isn't Chase, guys. There was a technical issue, and over 2 million people took advantage of it and went and did some criminal stuff. That's not Chase's fault. I mean,
yeah.
Criminals are going to criminal.
Yeah.
So
on the one hand, it reminds me of, the back in the Bonnie and Clyde era, where people were so angry at the banks, and it was the Depression and all of this. And there was, if you actually go back and look at that time frame, of when all those Dillinger and just all of those people who were doing all of those bank robberies and what have you, it was actually only within a few years.
Yeah,
it was in a very narrow band, because there was a couple of things that happened at the same time, which was these criminals were able to get hold of cars that were faster than what the police had, guns that were bigger than what the police had. There was no FBI. All they had to do was cross state lines, and they were free and clear, basically.
Yeah.
The police couldn't chase them anymore. Now, but it was just a very narrow window of time, but people hated the banks. And, look, inequality is awful. And a lack of banking is a serious problem for people. and is generally quite racist and awful as well.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something my father once said that has stuck with me, which was, how much would you pay to be able to sleep at night?
That part.
And there's, I can tell you, if anybody at any of you were near me and you were like, oh my gosh, I've got $1,000 or $10,000 in cash or something, I need to leave it here for just a minute. When you come back,
it's all going to be sitting exactly where you set it down.
There. Yeah, I'm not lowering my vibration for money. Are you kidding?
Right, that's ridiculous. Yeah.
If I was willing to do that, this would be a Trump channel. And that is never happening.
Becca, no, even the screenshot checks on the app now are 10 days. So yeah, at least with Chase and other banks are saying that's as of this week, and other banks are following suit. So the question is, and like I said, I brought all this up. We brought all this up to say,
be aware.
Make sure you're good. Make sure you aren't caught. But is this going to have further ramifications? Like a lot of economists are saying that this is not, it's going to get uglier before it gets better.
Well, we know it's going to mess some people up. And we know it's going to not mess the super rich up because...
Right.
Because of the inequality.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, going into a Pluto and Aquarius era, yeah, I wouldn't want to be one of the super wealthy, look at all my money kind of people.
No. And I just, I feel bad because there will be, you have to think 2 million plus is not an insignificant number. And that's nationwide. And these folks have children. So these folks, some of these have, now not all of them have children, but some folks have multiple children. So you've also got the problem that this is going to be a generation of children coming up that are going to have, the wealth gap is going to be even further for them because of their parents' actions, which sucks.
Let me see, what is it going to do to the economy? Okay. I'm not getting super dire stuff for the economy.
Okay. Well, that's good.
So that's good. That's good. As always, count your pennies. And you don't have to be a miser, but count your pennies. I've been just starting doing envelope budgeting, and make sure, even if it's like 50 cents at a time, create an emergency fund.
Yes.
Create a little emergency fund, and just work on that, chip away at that to over time to build a cushion for yourself for whatever. Stuff just happens sometimes. Is it just me, or did the chat stop moving?
It might have. Let me. Did it do it? Is it doing that again?
Yeah, it does it.
No.
Okay, good.
All right. It's just quiet.
All right. Okay. For the economy, of course, you've got the rich people on giving us financial advice on the news, whatever. I got a temperance card, but I've also just got a bunch of the good news, and this is, I don't even know exactly how the mechanisms would work, but for some reason I'm getting that it's good that we're not going to have someone like Trump in office.
Well, yeah.
Just in general, but there's something about the economy here where we're going to be in better economic shape because they're not just give to the rich and steal from the poor and give to the rich. As far as like these people and their lives, oh boy, talk about having. I don't believe in. Okay, I understand you're a Christian, and I totally respect your beliefs. Totally, you're great, and I totally respect your beliefs. I
got you.
personally don't believe in the story of Adam and Eve. I think
Right.
you're blaming women, but that's what this card is based on. And talk about biting the forbidden fruit. Because I've got jail time, justice. I've got the justice card, and you were talking about the children and the whole. Oh, Valerie's saying the chat won't let me add a comment. I'm not seeing anyone's comments. Oh, so YouTube.
It's a YouTube thing.
It's a YouTube thing. Okay, just so you know. Lisa, I just cannot. Okay. This is the dynasty card. This is the financial dynasty, that the leftover, the stain from this happening. And it's the end of the way things were for them. There are big changes in these people's lives, and I've got people having to move. And I don't know how that would help you moving to a different state, but I've got a lot of people moving.
Well, yeah, because if they're in housing, they're being evicted. If they're in government housing, that's because you can't. Yeah,
that's just sad. That's just sad. But I'm not. Let me double check. But I'm not getting 2008 again.
Okay.
Let me see. Well, we've been on for more than an hour.
Yeah, after this one, we're gonna wrap up.
Yeah, basically, just wait for JD Vance. I mean, I do have whatever bad thing is going to befall the economy. It's on the right. They're going to blame the poor people.
Of course they are.
If you're a woman, it's what were you wearing, and if you have a huge financial problem, well, that's your own fault for not pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. It's hard to do if you don't have any.
Yeah. There's no bootstraps if you're in flip-flops. It just doesn't quite work that way.
Exactly.
So,
all right. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Sorry about the chat problem at the end. That's a YouTube thing. We would fix it if we could. DJT's down to 1609. That makes me happy.
All right.
And thank you, Miss Sarah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so that will do it for us for today. But at 3:00, we'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. Bring your projects. We just want to encourage you, give you some time every day to be working on your stuff. Other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow. Same cat time, same cat channel. You're not alone. We are in this together, and there are good days.
Absolutely. Yes.
All right, so take care. All right, and I will see you right back here tomorrow.